You shut up. No, you shut up. You're wrong. No, you're wrong. Silly head, silly head. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what it seems to be coming to nowadays. And I know that there's nothing new under the sun. People have been doing that for centuries and centuries. Hey guys, it's the American Pool Guy. And here's a quick question. What the heck happened to a free exchange of ideas? Nowadays, it's becoming more and more apparent and more violent. You bring an idea to the table. Somebody on the other side doesn't like that idea. Then you get shut up or shut down. We started seeing a lot of this on college and university campuses, public and private, where libertarian or conservative groups would go in because the students were trying to set up a speaking event, and then somebody didn't like the ideas that were being spoken about, and boom, they got shut down, kicked out, and forbidden to talk and speak their minds. Lord forbid that the students actually learn about the political and social spectrum of ideals that they have to work with during their lifetimes. And I will be honest, this gets extremely frustrating, especially if you're a libertarian or a conservative, because you want to hear these speakers come and speak and share their ideas, but they keep getting shut down over and over again and getting kicked out. And you want to have a plausible academic conversation on campus or with your in class. But the more you try to hold yourself in composure, the more you get screamed at, yelled at, called names like you're a Nazi, you're a fascist, you're an everythingist. And it just gets to a point where you just start to boil over and you just can't hold it together, and then you just start name calling back. And you start yelling at them, and you start screaming at them, just trying to coming down to their level, because it's the only way you can release your frustration. And you try to troll the other side into submission, and nobody gets anywhere after that. It just turns into a yelling and screaming fight, and just throwing insults out, and that gets our society nowhere. Now, we can go into endless conversations about different philosophies, histories, and political ideologies, about how we should deal with these arguments and the frustration that comes with these never-ending debates. But that's not why we're here. Today we're going to talk about what does the Bible have to say about how we are to conduct ourselves in those type of situations. Our first passage comes to us from 2 Timothy chapter 2, verses 23 through 25, and it says, "Again I say, don't get involved in foolish, ignorant arguments that only start fights. The Lord's servants must not quarrel, but must be kind to everyone. They must be able to teach effectively and be patient with difficult people. They should gently teach those who oppose the truth. Perhaps God will change those people's hearts, and they will believe the truth." Basically, don't be punching against a concrete wall that refuses to go anywhere. If the people are going to be objective, then they will sit down and they will listen to you, hear you out. And if you're being objective, then you'll also sit down and hear them out. And you guys may come to an agreement, or you guys may walk away disagreeing still. But the point is, don't just keep arguing and arguing with someone who refuses to listen to anybody but themselves or those who agree with them. And then, because then that just turns into a fight. And we are to conduct ourselves with kindness. And because kindness is going to bring about more good fruit than just being angry at each other to the point of throwing blows. And to anybody who may think that having a good, gentle, quality debate with somebody you disagree with means that you're being weak because you're not yelling in their face and getting overly passionate to the point of just being angry, here's Proverbs chapter 15, verses 1 through 2. It says, "A gentle answer turns away wrath, but harsh words stir up anger. The wise person makes learning a joy. Fools spout only foolishness." We may disagree a lot of the time with people that we have debates with, but believe it or not, if we just sit down and listen to the other side, even if we know that at the end of it we're still going to disagree, you're still going to learn something, whether it's how to bolster your own argument, Or maybe you're going to learn little ways of how to tweak your own ideology, not in a big way, fundamental way, but in just little ways that maybe it makes your ideology even that more strong. But the point is, we shouldn't be seeing these debates as reasons to start fights with each other over it and get violent with one another. And just because you can have a calm, collected type of debate with somebody and even walk away from the table in a gentle way saying, hey, I'm glad we had this conversation. I don't agree with what you're saying, but, had fun. I'll talk to you later. We'll obviously have to settle this on the voting floor. Then that doesn't mean you're weak. As a matter of fact, there's more confidence seen in the person that can gently disagree than with the person who just straight up says, you need to be silenced. Throw this guy in jail. I don't like what he's saying. Yeah, you better fine him. Then it's like, wow. A lot of confidence you have there. Well, you really have a grip on yourself. As a matter of fact, God's word warns us about people like this who just get so angry in disagreement that they get violent. And it warns us in 2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 3 and 4. It says, for a time is coming when people will no longer listen to right teaching. They will follow their own desires and will look for teachers who will tell them whatever they want to hear. They will reject the truth and follow strange myths. This is where we need to keep our heads clear. This is where we just need to be cool and say our part as best as we can. I understand that someone may yell in your face and scream at you until they think that they're silencing you. But that's when you just say, I can't reason with you. Sorry. And you just remove yourself from the situation. I understand that most of us with clear heads on both sides of the political spectrum love this country. I'm not going to take that away from you guys. I understand that we all want what's best for our nation's future. And I understand that we disagree on the policies and ideals that we need to bring a good future to this country. But we don't have to trade scream for scream just to try and prove how passionate we are for a good future in this country. You want to prove how much you love your country and how much you love your fellow man? Well, start by educating yourself deeply about issues that you care about, not just social media. Don't get your news only from Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. Get into the roots, start reading some books, some academic journals and articles that you won't see on your apps or news stations. And then take what you've learned and talk it out with whoever you disagree with, and try your best to form a good argument without getting angry and upset. And absolutely the most important, be at peace with the outcome, whether it's a disagreement or an agreement. Because in the end, it's their freedom of speech just as much as it is yours. And if yelling ensues, then be awesome. Do something they're not expecting. Look them right in the face and say, I love you, and I care about you. And then just walk away gently. Don't do it in a trolling way. Don't try to mock them. Just be as real as you can with them, and then just walk away. Who knows? Maybe they'll have a change of heart. Maybe they'll think about it later. Maybe they won't. But the point is, you have to be okay with them disagreeing with you in the end. Everybody seems to be bracing and expecting more political stress and social turmoil in 2018 than we had in this last year, 2017. But it doesn't have to be that way. It's up to us. Will we continue down the path of screaming and trying to silence each other and saying, like, yeah, punch that guy in the face, I don't like what he's saying? Or are we going to try and conduct ourselves according to God's word, which in the end brings about joy and order to life? Guys, thank you so much again for watching this week. I hope that this video was edifying in some way. And remember to like, subscribe, tell your friends and family, or you can hit the dislike button, disagree with me in the comments. Why? because it's your freedom of speech, and I will never try to take that away from you. Guys, remember to thank God for all the blessings that He has bestowed upon us in this crazy year of 2017, whether it was in your life or in our nation as a whole. And remember to ask Him for strength and courage to conduct ourselves as His Word calls us to, and to come to each other in kindness and gentleness, even if we disagree. This is the American Pool Guy, and I will talk to you guys later.